I raised my gun, aiming at the squirrel in front of me, but I didn't pull the trigger. My hesitation caught the attention of a dog, as if thinking I could be a good owner. So it started following me. When we reached the river, I invited the dog over. That was the start of our friendship. When I took it home, I had to leave it outside. Then I explained everything to my parents, but they didn't agree to let me raise a dog. I looked at the dog in disappointment. It lay on the ground just as lost as I felt. The next day, my father realized the dog belonged to a hunter, so he drove me to return it. But when I gave the dog back to the hunter, he kicked it without hesitation. I was furious, but I couldn't do anything. The next day, the hunter came out to hunt with the dog, and he kicked it again. This time, the dog ran away fast. The hunter raised his gun and fired, but luckily missed. The dog ran back to my house. It came right to me. I decided to hide it behind the hill. I placed it in an old broken house and shared my lunch with it. But that night, the hunter came to my house, demanding the dog back. I couldn't lie, so I had to hand it over. That night, I couldn't sleep at all, missing it so badly. So the next morning, I went to visit. I told the hunter I wanted to buy the dog, and he demanded I work for him for 5 days. I agreed. I fixed his ladder, helped clean up, and worked hard for 5 days straight. But when it was over, he went back on his word. I confronted him angrily. I even hugged him from behind and shouted for the dog to run, but he knocked me to the ground. Just then my father showed up and knocked the hunter down. But the dog belonged to the hunter. Dad didn't dare do more. We could only watch as he dragged the dog away. I stood there heartbroken, while the dog looked back at me with the same sadness. But then something unexpected happened. The hunter's car stopped. It seemed he was touched somehow, and he let the dog out, just like that. I got to stay with the dog forever. So do you treat your dog well? Tell me in the comments.